Hey friends, today we're going to talk about doing push-ups. And Ashley and I have set a goal to do 10,000 push-ups this year. And do you think you can do 10,000 push-ups in a day? Probably just in a day. How about in a year? Um, it's actually not as hard as you think. If you do the math, it's about 30 push-ups every day. And um, we were just talking about where we're at. I'm a little behind. I'm doing them in sets of 10, 3 sets of 10 every day will give you more than 10,000 push-ups in a year. And so I'm a little behind. I had a couple days where I did 10 in the morning and then I forgot to do them at night and things like that. And so Ashley is over 800. And when we just calculated it, she said, wow, I'm legit. So she's done 800 push-ups already this year. I'm at about 740. And so we're going to talk about the automations that I put in place to help me keep track of the push-ups that I've done this year. And so we're going to talk through some of this and we'll piece some things together. And Ashley's at work with me today, so she's going to hang out with me and we're going to put this together. Okay, so to set this up, I am using Notion. And so I have a database in Notion where I am recording the push-ups. And I record a task that just says 10 push-ups, and I record it each day. You can see on Monday I missed 10. I forgot to do it. I had 10 more I was supposed to do last night, and I didn't. So we're recording our push-ups in here, and then I have some automations that we'll talk through that tally the number of push-ups I have. And then we're going to create an additional automation that enables us to create to see how many we need to do each day for the rest of the year to see how close we are. So this is my Notion display that I've got set up right now. And here is the make process that's currently used to tally the 740. So it's fairly simple here. We've got it's doing a search in Notion on my database, looking for 10 push-ups. I'm aggregating that together and counting the number of bundles. So I know that there's so many bundles. Then I multiply that by 10. So I take the format, the number, I take the number of bundles, multiply that by 10, and then write that back into Notion in my text square, which you will see right here. There's a couple ways to add these entries in. I could add them manually. Right now I have a button on my phone that calls a make scenario, a separate make scenario. And pull that up right now. It is called record 10 push-ups. It is a fairly simple automation. All it does is a button that watches on Apple. And you just come in here and you say, here's the button ID. And then I create the 10 push-ups task in my start time. And that's it. So clicking that button records 10 push-ups. So I'm going to do 10 push-ups and then we will update. I'll run the trigger and we'll watch this update happen in our database. All right, so you can see that this 10 has added in here. So it recorded the push-ups I just did here a couple minutes ago, but this still says 740 here. Now that's because I run my make scenario every day at 5:50 in the morning. So you can see that right here. We got this every day at 5:50 in the morning. And I am going to trigger this to run right now. So you can watch the make process happen. It's gone in, it's updated the Notion page. If we come back in here, you can see it now says 750 push-ups. So that's cool. So recorded the new one. We've now counted the next one up. The next piece is to create a scenario that tells us how far behind I am. So how many push-ups I would need to do going forward. The easiest, the math here. So if you do 30 push-ups in 365 days, it actually equals 10,950. Okay. So that gives us a little bit of leeway if we are running a little behind and can still get to 10,000 throughout the year. So I should still be on target. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 10,000 push-ups. We're going to subtract the 750 I've done so far, and that's going to give us a new number. Now it gives 9,250, and then we're going to divide that by the number of days that are left. Now, roughly, there's 365 days. There's actually 366 days this year because of a leap year. So we've got 365 days minus, we're almost to the end of January, so say minus 30 days. So there's 335 left in the year, and it's going to tell us we need to do 27.6 every day to get to the end of the year. So while I'm a little behind doing 30 every day, I'm still ahead and on target to meet where we need to go. So we're hoping that, and we'll round this up when we get there. So we're going to do a make process. It's going to tell us how many days, and it should come out to 28 push-ups a day because I'm going to round it up. Okay? So we'll do that part there. Okay, so here we are in make. We've created a new scenario. Ashley has asked to drive, so she's going to help do some of this. I'm going to walk her through how to do it. So we're going to call this push-ups left this year. Yes, that was right. Okay, and then you're going to hit that big giant purple plus, and you're going to type in Notion. N-O-T. There, it's black.
This is not a snow teamer. Ha, I'm glad of medicine.
And then you're going to say search objects. So it's right here.
So,
Search objects. And we're going to search for a database. And in this case, it's called Project Snowball. So we're going to type in project and click OK. And I think it'll partially search. Okay, so I found the database entry. It's going to bring in, so we want to filter this. So say name is going to be an option. And you're going to use that next little drop down that's kind of grayed out. It's a little hidden there. Yep, click that. And you're going to say equals.
equal.
And then in that next box, you're going to type 10.
This thing.
Yep, 1, 0, space. Push-ups, capital P.
Capri?
Nope. And actually, I think when I created the task, I did not put a space between push and ups. So we're just going to put push-ups that way, yep. And you're going to, because it would limit it to 10, we actually need more than that. So we know 3 tasks created every day for 365 days. If we do 1,000 for now, that'll work. We probably need more than that. I mean, 1,000 gets us to 10,000. If we've got 1,000 entries that are all 10. So we're going to change this limit to 1,000. Okay, and then click OK.
The one.
Yep. And then you're going to 2-finger click on this, or right click, and you're going to say run this module only. And we're going to see what it does. So click on the 1.
Okay.
And it's going to show us how many items it returned. So if you close this first bundle, close that, and then close the next one. We'll close a couple of them, and then they'll all be closed, hopefully. Yep. So we can see that there's a whole bunch of bundles here. If you scroll down, you can see them all. There's 75. Now, that makes sense. We did 750 earlier, so they got 75 bundles. Now, if you open that first one, back up, click on the plus, you can see the total number of bundles. And that's the value that we're going to use right there, is the total number of bundles of 75. So we're going to use that here in a minute. So we could just do the math. That's what we're going to do. On the last one, we aggregated that data together.
Yeah.
And I don't think we need to do that. So we're going to add another Notion. So you're going to click on that plus right there. And then you're going to click on Notion.
Notion.
And we're going to say update. And we're not going to update a page. We're going to keep scrolling down. We're going to update page content. Okay. So, yep. And when you click on that, it wants a content ID. Now that is going to be hidden inside of Notion. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up our Notion database.
How do you do that?
We're going to pull up here, and we're going to create a new item. Well, we're not going to create. We're going to grab this space that's right here. And when we click on this, it's going to give us a link. And we're going to say, copy the link to the block. Okay. So now we're going to switch back to here, and we're going to paste that value. Oh, so the value of that content block is actually everything after the hashtag. So we're going to delete all of this off. And then we're going to tell it the type. So what's the type? So click on the type option, and we're going to make it a paragraph. I think the other one I made a heading. We're going to do this one a paragraph. And it will then give us a text option. So we're going to add an item. And inside of content, we're going to leave it as text. Inside of content, we're just going to type, well, actually, we're just going to hit this total number of bundles. Just click that. Yep. And then click OK. We'll just write that in there. So click OK there on the side. So what it's actually going to do is just write 75 in there. So we're going to make sure this works. But if we ran it right now, it's going to run that update 75 times. So it's going to get 75 bundles, then it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to update it with 75 times. And we don't want to do that. So we're going to create a filter. So we're going to click on that little wrench there. Yep. And you're going to say set up a filter. And in the label, we're going to say first right. And if the condition, bundle order position, so it's the second one that's on there. So that would increment every single time. Yes, click that. So that's going to say 1 the first time. It's going to say 2 the second time. It's going to say 3 the third time. But we don't want to do it all. So we're just going to say if that equals 1.
And if the other should 1. Oh, what?
And then click OK. It's kind of hiding there. Perfect. Okay, so now there's a filter. Click on one again.
On this?
Yeah, why didn't they give it the name? It should say, oh, we're squished too close. So we're okay. Click OK. It usually put a filter name right above the filter. So now we're just going to click run once. And we're going to see what happens. And it ran once. And it only hit the filter the one time. And it said 1. Now, if you hit that filter, it'll tell you that all those other times it failed. Because it didn't equal 1.
Is that what we want?
That's exactly what we wanted. Wasn't that cool? So now, switch back to Notion.
Exit?
Yeah, you can close that. So if you go back to Notion, so you go down to the bottom of your screen. Sorry.
It's
Yep. No. You can't see it's hiding right there. And click on that Notion icon right there.
right.
We can see that we have a 75 that came in to that piece of content. Look what you just did.
Wait, 750.
But this is how many how many tasks that fill in that are 10 each, right? Okay, so now we're going to switch back to Google Chrome, okay? So now we need to do some maths here inside of this, right?
Yep.
So what are the things that we decided we need to know?
How many push-ups?
How many push-ups left? So that's going to be 10,000 minus the number that we've done, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create some functions. So here, inside of this section here is some math. So click on that.
Okay.
And we're going to put format number.
Platinum.
And then that's, see, this is an equation here. So we're going to take, so if we hover over or kind of click inside that, you can see what it's expecting in between each of those little semicolons. So the first thing is the number that we're putting in. Then it's the number of decimal points. Then it's the number separator. So is it period or a comma? And then the thousand separator, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put total number of bundles inside of that parentheses. So we're going to click in between there. And we're going to come back to these variables here and select total number of bundles. Okay. And then we're going to go to the math variable up there. And we're going to select the multiplication one. Good. And then you're going to put 10. Because we're going to multiply it by 10. Okay. Now, we're going to want to actually subtract that from 10,000, right?
Yeah.
So I think if we put a closed parenthesis, it's going to do this function trying to close the format. So we don't want to do that. So we're going to actually come out here and put a closed parenthesis and copy it and paste it here. Oops. And then we'll put an open parenthesis on this side because math has order operations, right?
Yeah.
So then we're going to type in 10,000 and we're going to hit the minus right there. Okay, so you got 10,000 minus our total number of bundles. We're formatting that. We want 0 decimal points. So in between those two, you're going to put a 0.
Are they?
Yep.
0. Yeah.
And then we're going to delete the next two.
Just delete these?
Nope, just the semicolons.
Oh, delete that one?
Yep.
And that, wait, and that one?
Yep. And then you're going to delete the total number of bundles at the end there. So go all the way to the end. You don't need that one anymore.
And
delete that. Click OK. Oh, we got to take it doesn't want us to put that there. Yep. So I click OK. And then we're going to save it. So hit the little save button. And then we're going to run it once. And we're going to hope that it doesn't fail.
uh-oh. I did some going.
Will, I don't think so. It doesn't like failed to map text content. Well, and then the finish error. So not a number. So what did we do? 10,000 minus.
Was it the minus? I mean, the 10,000.
I don't think it likes us doing this math in there. I'm just about to figure that out. All right. Okay, so we figured out our issue off screen. We did a whole bunch of math, trial and error, but this is the formula we ended up with. So we'll walk you through it. So first, the rounds and the format numbers are in here to make sure our text becomes numbers. It otherwise sometimes messes things up. So what we've got is 10,000 minus 75 times 10 formatted as a number. So that gives us 9,250. Then we take that number and we divide it by, and this is where we took January 1st and we parse that into a date. And then we subtract that from now. And that gives us the number of seconds between a future date and now. And then we divide that by this really long number, which is the number of seconds in a day. And that will give us the number of days left in, I actually think this is the number of milliseconds in a day. And that'll give us the days left in this year. So then we divide the 9,250 by 337. Was that what we rounded it? And then we round that total number. And so then that gives us the answer of 27. And then we're going to add the word, we'll say what, left per day? Or just per day? We'll do per day. So then we're going to run this guy. We'll save it. We're going to run this guy. And we will come look. And it says 750 push-ups, 27 per day. And normally this will run in the morning. This is counting today. 27 per day counting today. So it'll run before I do any. But if I do 10 more, and I'm going to push this button right now, even though I haven't done them yet. So Ashley, make sure I do my push-ups. 10 more push-ups. You will see that show up right there. And now we're going to run this one more time. Switch back to Notion. See what happened here. Oh, that was just our total. I need to run the other one first. We've recorded them, but we haven't completed them according to Git's Notion number. So, that shouldn't matter though. Oh, it's still 27 per day because it's rounding. So that number's not going to change because whether it's 750 or 760, but as soon as I run this one, that 760 will go up. So 760 divided by the 10,000 puts us where we've got 27 per day left the rest of the year. As long as I stay below 30, we will be on target to get 10,000 push-ups in a day. This is how we built this dashboard. It'll stay updated every day. I'll record them by pushing the button on my phone. There is an option to use iOS shortcuts instead of using a make button. We could explore that another time. But this is how we do our 10,000 push-ups in a year by doing 30 every day. Little, small, and simple steps will get us to the finish line.